You've been lied to about wealth. Since childhood, you were taught that the key to success is simple: get good grades, land a stable job, and work hard until retirement. But what if everything you learned about money was designed to keep you in the system, not to make you rich? Bill Gates, one of the wealthiest people in the world, didn't follow the traditional path, and for a good reason. The real formula for wealth isn't taught in schools, and the truth behind financial success might shock you. Think about it. If schools truly prepared you for financial freedom, why do so many highly educated people still struggle with money? The reality is, most people spend their entire lives working for money instead of learning how to make money work for them. Gates didn't just make billions, he understood a principle that separates the rich from everyone else. And here's the best part: once you know it, you can apply it too. In the next few minutes, you'll uncover the hidden lessons that schools never taught you, lessons that the wealthy use to build lasting financial freedom. By the end of this, you won't just see money differently, you'll understand the mindset shift that could change your entire future. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could be the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Schools often teach that if you work hard enough, success will follow. Study, get good grades, secure a stable job. That's the formula they push. But if hard work alone guaranteed wealth, wouldn't every construction worker or janitor be a millionaire? The truth is, wealth isn't just about grinding, it's about innovation. Bill Gates didn't become a billionaire by working endless hours. He built something scalable. Instead of clocking in and out, he created Microsoft, a company that works for him 24/7, even when he sleeps. Innovation means spotting problems and crafting solutions people are willing to pay for. Think about Uber. It didn't invent taxis, but it revolutionized how we use them. Instead of focusing solely on working hard, successful people look for ways to work smart. They leverage technology, automation, and systems that multiply their efforts. If you're stuck trading time for money, you're playing a losing game. Your income will always be capped by how many hours you can work. Hollywood loves showcasing hardworking underdogs, but take the social network, for example. Mark Zuckerberg didn't create Facebook by following the school blueprint. He hacked the system, saw an opportunity, and took action. His success wasn't about working the longest hours, it was about creating something people couldn't ignore. The wealthiest individuals don't just work hard, they work differently. They think outside the traditional path and take risks schools never teach. So, if schools have been drilling the work harder mindset into you, it's time to unlearn that limitation. Real wealth is about scaling your ideas, not your working hours. And speaking of unlearning, what if I told you that your grades don't actually define your success? That's exactly what we're diving into next. Schools drill into students that grades determine their future. Get straight A's, and you'll succeed. Fall behind, and you're doomed. But here's the truth. Some of the most successful people in the world were average or even terrible students. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Mark Zuckerberg all dropped out of college, yet they built billion-dollar empires. Why? Because they valued learning over schooling. Schools reward memorization, but in the real world, success comes from problem-solving, adaptability, and the ability to think differently. Imagine if life worked like school, where the highest grades guaranteed the best outcomes. But in reality, people with perfect GPAs often end up working for those who barely passed. Why? Because schools don't teach you how to take risks, think independently, or challenge the system. They teach you to follow instructions, seek approval, and fear failure. Meanwhile, the ultra-successful embrace failure as part of the process. They experiment, learn from mistakes, and push forward with relentless curiosity. Think about Good Will Hunting. Will had the raw intelligence to outshine Harvard professors, but he wasn't defined by grades. He had real-world problem-solving skills. That's what separates wealth builders from the average worker. It's not about being the smartest in the classroom, it's about being the most adaptable in the marketplace. If you want financial success, Focus on cultivating a growth mindset. Be someone who's always learning, improving, and questioning the norm. So, if grades don't determine wealth, what does? The answer lies in leverage, the ability to multiply your efforts and maximize your impact. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. Schools teach you that success comes from working hard and climbing the corporate ladder. Study hard, get a degree, land a stable job, and put in long hours. That's the formula they push. But wealthy individuals like Bill Gates understand a different reality. Wealth isn't built by working harder, but by working smarter. Leverage is the key. It's about using tools, people, and systems to multiply your results. Instead of exchanging time for money, leverage allows you to create exponential growth without being trapped in the grind. Think about how businesses operate. A company owner doesn't do every job. They hire employees, automate processes, and use technology to scale. Gates didn't become a billionaire by coding Microsoft alone. He built a team, secured strategic partnerships, and leveraged existing technologies. The same principle applies to personal finance. Investing in stocks, real estate, or digital assets allows your money to work for you, instead of you working for money. The secret? Stop relying solely on your own effort and start using leverage to expand your reach. A great example of leverage in action is the social network. Mark Zuckerberg didn't just build Facebook by himself. He leveraged developers, investors, and early adopters to turn a simple idea into a global empire. Now, think about your own life. Are you stuck doing everything alone, or are you finding ways to multiply your impact? Whether it's outsourcing tasks, investing in income-generating assets, or using AI to automate your work, leverage is the difference between struggling and thriving. And here's where it gets even more interesting. While networking is often seen as a shortcut to success, true wealth isn't just about who you know, it's about the relationships you build. That's what we'll dive into next. Schools teach you that success is about individual achievement. Ace your exams, get a degree, and you'll be rewarded. They rarely emphasize the power of relationships in building wealth. But in reality, financial success isn't just about what you know. It's about who you know and how you connect with people. The wealthiest individuals understand that strong networks create opportunities that hard work alone can't. Strategic relationships open doors to investments, partnerships, and mentorship that accelerate your path to success. Look at the story of Elon Musk. He didn't build Tesla, SpaceX, or PayPal alone. He surrounded himself with brilliant engineers, investors, and visionaries who helped bring his ideas to life. Business is a team sport, and those who win understand the value of collaboration. The right connections give you access to resources, knowledge, and deals that others never even hear about. Instead of competing alone, start thinking about how you can add value to others and build meaningful relationships that pay dividends over time. A perfect example of this is the pursuit of happiness. Chris Gardner, struggling to make ends meet, leveraged relationships to land an opportunity on Wall Street. His ability to connect with the right people, even in difficult times, changed his life. The lesson? Your network can be your greatest asset, but only if you nurture it with authenticity. Focus on building relationships with those who inspire and challenge you, not just those who make you feel comfortable. And here's where it all comes together. Relationships create access, but what you do with that access defines your success. That's why the next strategy is all about making the right decisions at the right time. Schools tell you that following instructions, memorizing facts, and getting good grades will set you up for success. But in the real world, those who build wealth aren't the ones who simply follow the rules, they're the ones who rewrite them. Traditional education focuses on creating employees, not entrepreneurs or innovators. It teaches you how to fit into the system, not how to break out of it and create something new. If you want financial freedom, you need to think beyond what's taught in textbooks. Think about the social network. the movie about how Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook. He didn't just complete assignments and follow the syllabus, he identified a gap in how people connect and created a billion-dollar empire from a dorm room. Schools don't teach that kind of thinking because they prioritize structure over creativity. If you rely solely on what's taught in the classroom, you'll always be a step behind those who are out there innovating, experimenting, and taking risks. The world rewards those who think differently, not those who play it safe. While schools push the idea that a stable job is the ultimate goal, real wealth comes from creating solutions to problems, developing valuable skills, and taking calculated risks. The richest people in the world, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, built their empires by questioning the status quo, not by blindly following it. If you want financial independence, you must develop a mindset that values creativity, adaptability, and problem solving. And here's the real kicker: failing isn't just an obstacle, it's a necessary step towards success. That's why the next lesson is all about why embracing failure is the key to building real wealth. Schools teach that failure is something to avoid at all costs. Bad grades mean disappointment, setbacks mean you're not good enough, and the system conditions you to fear making mistakes. But in the real world, failure is just feedback. It's how you refine your skills and get better. Think about how many times Thomas Edison failed before inventing the light bulb. If he had followed the school mindset, he would have given up after his first few tries. Instead, he saw failure as a necessary part of the process, and that's exactly how wealthy people think. Bill Gates himself experienced failure early on. His first company, Trafodata, was a total disaster. Schools would have labeled him a failure, but he used that experience to learn about software, business, and persistence. Without that failure, there would be no Microsoft. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't intelligence, it's resilience. Instead of letting failure stop them, successful people analyze what went wrong, adjust, and try again. The richest people in the world aren't the ones who never failed, they're the ones who refuse to let failure define them. Movies constantly show this principle in action. Take The Pursuit of Happiness, where Chris Gardner, played by Will Smith, goes through brutal failures, losing his money, his home, and almost everything he had. But instead of quitting, he used every failure as a lesson to push forward. That's what separates those who stay broke from those who build wealth. If you can shift your mindset to see failure as a teacher instead of an enemy, you'll start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. Now, here's the real key: failure only helps if you learn from it. That's why wealthy people surround themselves with mentors, books, and courses that speed up the learning process. Why repeat mistakes when you can learn from someone else's experience? And speaking of learning, the next principle goes even deeper. It's about something that changes not just your finances, but your entire life's direction. Building wealth isn't just about the hustle, it's about recognizing a bigger picture and understanding the power of giving back. Bill Gates has been a huge advocate for using his success to help others, supporting various global initiatives. You might have heard people say that wealth is all about personal grind, but true success also involves what you do for others. The principle from Luke 6 verse 38 reminds us that when you give, good things come back to you, sometimes even greater than you expected. That's something to keep in mind as you grow your own money mindset. Don't just focus on what's in it for you, think about the impact you can have on others. We've all heard the phrase "you reap what you sow," and in terms of building wealth, this couldn't be more accurate. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of accumulating money for ourselves, but it's the acts of generosity and kindness that often create an environment where prosperity can flow freely. Take a look at people like Oprah Winfrey, for instance. She built an empire but also created spaces for others to rise along with her. She didn't hoard her success, she shared it. Whether it's through funding scholarships, supporting charities, or helping others in their time of need, giving back opens doors you didn't even know were there. And yes, it's not just about the money, it's also about the mindset. By giving back, you're telling God, or, depending on your belief system, the universe, that you trust in the process. You're trusting that there's a greater plan at work, one that extends beyond your own pockets. Whether you're donating your time, resources, or even just kindness, it all counts. This is a crucial part of the money mindset that many miss. Wealth isn't just about acquiring. It's about what you do with what you've got. It's about creating a legacy that goes beyond just money. When you shift from thinking solely about how to get money to focusing on how you can bless others, the flow of wealth often becomes easier. Think of it like a boomerang effect. You throw good into the world, and eventually, it comes back. Just look at how the most successful philanthropists have reached new heights of personal satisfaction and wealth after deciding to focus on others. And as we wrap this up, remember, trusting in a bigger plan and doing good to receive good is a mindset shift that starts from within. So, what's the next step in your financial journey? Let's talk about how aligning money and happiness can be more straightforward than you think. Now that you've learned the truth behind wealth and success, it's time to take action. Think about it. How many times have you felt overwhelmed by comparing yourself to others? You've just discovered that the path to true wealth is unique to you and starts with shifting your mindset. Are you ready to stop following outdated advice and take control of your financial destiny? If you're serious about making lasting changes in your life, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you don't miss out on more transformative insights that could completely change the way you view money and success. It's time to stop waiting for the right moment and start acting on the knowledge you have right now. To take your financial journey even further, check out my exclusive material, Holistic Health: Nourish Your Mind, Balance Your Finances, Transform Your Life. This powerful guide will teach you exactly how to create passive income streams, eliminate debt, and maintain mental clarity under financial pressure. These are the practical tools you need to break free from financial stress and build the life you've always dreamed of. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. It's your time. Check out the material in the pinned comment to get started.